probably that's the brightest part. Me looking at a Bengals
Man,
fucking piece of content. That intro video is the
yeah,
best part.
dude, that I still remember when we first got that intro made, and I was like, "Jeez."
We like thought we were gonna like ball out and like
Well,
win a
well,
ton of
remember,
games this year and fucking
I
go
know,
stupid and
and we
not.
like intentionally put Drew Sample in there. Remember, we intentionally did that. By the way, if you guys
Yeah,
play it back, look at the intro. We intentionally put Drew Sample in there
we
because
should have put
it's
Eli on
just,
it somewhere,
yeah,
like for old school vibes. You know what I
true,
mean?
true,
Like what's kind of led to what we are now
yeah.
is just the love for guys like that. Um, Couple weeks it's been. Glad you're feeling better, bro. Behind the scenes, guys, this guy has been sick as fuck. Decided to make it all or nothing in the sense of we record together in the stew or we don't do it at all. So glad you're feeling better. Um, Glad Joe's feeling a bit better too.
Yeah.
Obviously rebounded from uh we
Wow.
didn't even record
I
after last week.
know,
I'm
man.
kind of glad we didn't, bro.
What a crazy week.
Just yeah, just a lot, bro.
Like, very emotional week. That was so
Yeah.
terrible. I'm not gonna lie, to be super sick that week and just see everything that transpired is like
Yeah,
it was bad.
you really were down bad,
Yeah,
bro. You're like,
I was
this is
down
just
bad.
like, yeah. I mean, it. I hate to frame it like this, but just to call a spade, all the negative people, they're gonna love this comment. This is the worst year in Bengals football history. From where the expectations were, and obviously expectations set with optimism and things like that, but like with a ton of rationale on how this can be successful. You know what I mean? Not just some delusional, crazy, lofty expectations were set. Nothing was crazy. It was true potential on what this team could become and what we saw on. I'm not surprised at all with what we did on Sunday. Not at all. It's
No.
what we do because that's the talent that we have that we expected to come into the season with.
Mm.
That's what's made this season the worst season ever. And it sucks. Like I said, I hate to frame it like that because I said the negative people are just gonna they love that shit. They relish in that all the pain and misery as Bengals fan and da 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 da. And then, I mean, there's definitely no running from it, bro. It's definitely been a tough year.
I mean, even so, when you look back at those offensive performances with Joe Flacco, it's like Joe Flacco finished 1-4 in that time, but yet he had 13 passing touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Like, dude was on a different level, during that time, and you still just you didn't find ways to win. It's definitely been tough, bro. There's been some bright spots in this year. You got obviously your special teamers like Evan McPherson, Ryan Rico. I know you hate,
Evan's
but
been
but
insane,
yeah,
bro.
but like you have DJ Turner, like you have these guys, Miles Murphy, like you have these bright spots that even in these dark times, it's nice that you've seen these guys rise up because these are key guys that are going to play a pivotal part in the future going forward. So, like, I probably agree with you. I mean, it's probably. I mean, obviously, you had a lot of dark times in the past, but that was like the expectation at the time. The expectation is
That's it.
completely changed by now.
Yeah.
It's like you've been to a Super Bowl, you've been back AFC championships. Joe Burrow, you've gotten a taste of what that success is like. And when you get knocked back down to reality, it's even tougher because of like how you said the expectations. And this year it was just supposed to be so much better. Like you get a guy like Dalton Reisner, you get you get a Noah Fant, like you get these guys that like are key contributors and can help win you football games, and it just hasn't went their way this year, man. It's like fuck, like
Hmm.
we've seen all the offensive line has looked great this year, so it's like
Really good.
it, it's unfortunate that defense is holding you back, and just it's not even defense, it's a culmination of a lot of things,
Yeah.
and it just sucks.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, what's even crazier is the last 5 of 6 games. I mean, I'll add the caveat of like you were up by 30 points with a few minutes left in the Miami game. I don't give a shit if you give up a tutty. With that context added, the last 5 of 6 games, this defense has allowed less than 20 points per game.
I know. I was looking at that. It's insane. Like they've been.
And what's crazy is in that 6 game span, you've given up 3 touchdowns to the opponent on defense. So that's actually
Yeah.
four defensive touchdowns in the last 6 games.
Yeah.
So, like I said, people would be like, no, they gave up fucking 27 to the fucking Steelers, 34. You literally gave up 20 points or 14 points to defensive touchdowns.
Exactly.
So the defense has largely turned around.
It has.
Like, it's insane when you think about it like that, because if you're talking about the last 5 games and you played okay defense week 1, you won the game arguably on defense week 1. All right. So let's sum it up like this: a whole 17 game season.
Yeah.
You had 9 games, 5, 6. So far, you played 15 games, 9 games of horrible game losing defense. And I mean, I'm not saying that that's something to easily overcome. Clearly, we haven't been able to do it, but like, that is only half the season, you know? And like, overall, it's still clearly something super lofty to overcome. But like, you had 8 games to try to make some shit happen, but you couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, the title of this show is on to 2026, to focus on building momentum for these young guys. It's a critical time to get these young guys involved. Um, it's kind of a blessing in disguise continuously with Trey to be out, because this is where your future's heading, to see these guys be involved the way that they are. Miles continuing to ascend. You love to see it. It's an amazing thing. We've wanted nothing more for Miles to become the guy that he is now. You know what I'm saying? And we're hoping that for Shamar too, but he's going to keep being made fun of till he's not so diabolically ass no more. And like I said, nothing more we want than for these guys to succeed. But yeah, bro, just it's what we came back to 2 weeks ago before we lost the other game. Just it's tough because like the thing that's helped me personally as a fan the most is when we're in the dog days of the off season. When it's April 3rd and you've gone through fucking 31 mock drafts already,
Yep.
and you're 3 weeks out and you signed all the cool free agents.
Yeah.
And you know what? How much we're gonna miss football, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, even with how frustrating this is right now, guys, like the fact that this team isn't succeeding, damn, we're gonna miss it, bro. Another tough time is like early June. That's like just all those moments, man. We're gonna relish on these moments. So that's where I'm at. Just taking in while we can, bro.
It's crazy. It's
It is,
unfortunate.
bro.
Like you said, on to 2026. I mean, it's the truth. But like the way I felt the last few weeks is, dude, it's been the Miles Murphy show. Like, that's a
Mhm.
guy that I think you can put a lot of chips in going
Yeah.
into next season with him being an assumed starter. Obviously, like, that's a guy that has served everything in this back half of the season, playing with confidence, finally getting that chance to just take that opportunity and just run with it.
Mhm.
That's exactly what he's done. I think that's just such a big thing, man, for this defense, especially DJ Turner. Like, these are guys that, when you are, thinking about the offseason, you are bringing in these free agent stuff. Like, these are guys that, I think people fail to realize the importance of like just team chemistry, bro.
Mhm.
Like the stuff that's not always on the field, it's off the field too.
Yeah.
And these guys are going to be such a big part in that. Miles, great kid, got his head on his shoulders. Like, he's the perfect guy that you want to kind of start this retooling of this defense.
Is there a more important player that you needed
First
the
round
ascension
pick.
of than that guy?
Exactly.
I don't know if there's a more important player you needed to see to take steps, not a step, steps forward during this time. That is probably the singular biggest win of the season.
And when you date back to that beginning of the season, if we ever having the same conversation, it's like, it's asking a lot from what we had seen. It's like, okay, this is ascension, what is it? How big of an ascension is? And I feel like it's been pretty massive. Like it's pretty massive ascension
Oh yeah.
with him coming to the scene here. Cause like you're actually seeing him on TV. Like you're seeing him fucking make plays every single week. Like that's what we need.
Bro, the last 2 games, like the first play of the game,
Yeah.
like he's turning the fuck up.
You could feel the presence. Like
The first game, bro,
Yeah.
he pretty much had a 3rd sack on Lamar. He had 3 sacks in the Ravens game,
Yeah.
pretty much, bro.
crazy.
Like he pretty much had Lamar's leg literally going to the ground. Lamar fucking throws it away last second. But like that, I mean, TFLs, 3 or 4 TFLs the last 2 games. Like, yeah, truly taking steps forward. Jordan looking more confident out there. I mean, I think it's to a point to where it's like, I wonder what it's going to be like with the competent safety alongside Jordan. Because we talked about it. We feel good when that ball's in the air with that secondary. I do. We've seen it a lot. They're opportunistic. They're getting PBUs. Even Fig Newton got in on that PBU to tip that ball to, Barrett Carter.
Yep.
So, and Jalen Davis, bro.
Man.
Yeah, like
JD.
that. What an incredible play on an incredible player, bro. Jalen Waddle, obviously running up the sideline. That's not an easy task, bro. That's a high 4.2 runner right there. Maybe 4.3 flat, but nothing light. And you've got pieces here. Like, so let's turn to the big picture. You've got pieces. Who's going to work with these pieces? All of us, including Drake and I, all of you guys have been screaming for the heads of the decision makers. What do you think of the last week and a half of the news coming out that this team is going to stay put most likely with the current staff? I know.
Like I
know.
You look around the league, bro, and it's I'll put it in perspective like this. All right. If a coach, if you weren't in Cincinnati, right, theoretically, you could talk major market. I don't care how you talk about it. If a head coach of any besides Cincinnati had Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, that plethora of an offense, sure, you can put up fucking 40 every week. We get it. Which is in defense, right? And you do not make the playoffs for 4 years. Like
3 seasons. I mean, even without Joe for some time, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Like look, think around the league with guys like Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur, these great coaches that rise above when shit's dealt bad. And we haven't seen that with Zach Taylor. That's my problem with the whole issue is when we first got Zach, I wanted Zach. I felt like he was the guy. He was young. He was, Bengals, we wanted that mastermind at the time. Like, and Zach was the guy to come in. But it's at a point now, bro, where it's like everything's stale. And what Zach is holding his hat on, and what this ownership is holding their hat on, is that Joe Burrow and company is going to get us out of this. They're going to persevere. They're going to get us out of this, and we will be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the right way to go about it, because when you talk about, Joe Burrow, and you saw the comments this week, I know people you don't want to run with certain comments, but when you get asked like I read into it because I've seen how Joe has answered since he's been here in Cincinnati. People could say, "Oh, he answers the same." Da, da, da. Joe Burrow, for a media personality to ask him a question, hey, thinking about, future wise, planning anywhere else. I think about a lot of things. Like, come on, bro. Like, we've heard the Joe Burrow before that, hey, I want to play here in Cincinnati. I don't care about these, these outside, the Carson Palmer comments. I want to win here, and I want to bring one back home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've seen some change in his answers, bro. And you don't want to risk pissing that guy off or pissing off a Jamar Chase. And we're getting to that boiling point, bro. We're getting to that boiling point of like, if the Bengals ownership is deciding to do this, then they're gonna have to decide to take insane measurables this offseason to spend money to get this defense right completely. And let's try to get back to our ways. Like that's, in my opinion, what ownership's looking at is like, maybe they're gonna take one on the chin and be like, you know what, this is on us. We need to spend more on the defense side of the ball. That's the way possibly it's being seen, but it's like I still don't think that justifies how it should be. Do I think Al Golden deserves to lose his job? No, I think Al Golden has done a hell of a job here in this back
Yeah.
half. You talk about the points of 20 points or less defense allowing, even with that the two pick sixes you take away, like they've been impressive. So I can't call for one or any of these guys' jobs. It looked rough for Scott Peters early on the season, but guess what? That unit's completely turned around to this point. It's your head guy, unfortunately, and I understand how the Bengals operate, and they operate differently. The patience is there. You have more leniency to fail and still recover. They also don't make drastic big decisions either, and it is a pretty big decision to take can a guy and restart this. Joe Burrow's almost 30 years old. He's 29. Like maybe they're thinking of it in that sense, but the whole thought process of, oh, Zach Taylor, they don't want to pay a coach when he has money left on his contract. You have $500 million invested in this offense. What is a few million to a head coach gonna really sway you from a decision? Like that's the way I look at it.
I just don't think the money plays a factor into
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't really make sense.
Right.
I think that they're gonna find the guy that's most suitable for the job.
But like, how do you feel about this? Like, what's your opinion? Because I'm actually interested.
I'll be transparent with you, bro. It's been such a whirlwind. Like, um, I've been so deep in the weeds on. It's funny. I just thought of this organically without even doing it for a joke of Joe Burrow's comment. I was gonna say I'm in the weeds so deep in a lot of things, but like that losing exposes all of us and all of our weakest points, And I'm not going to go down the whole Joe Burrow spiel again, and I'm never about tooting our own horn. We don't have to. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm right about everything. I'm not going to sit here and act like you're right about everything. But it's interesting with how fucking accurate we are with shit because we're so deeply involved with this team and with our sources and whatever, and with what's going on. It's just with how deeply we're focused on it. Like we talked about, it's funny how like days later they started talking about maybe Joe Burrow's talking about his mental health. Like we literally said that like the day we got the news. Like it feels like that's what it was. I can't add to the context of what that a lot of things comment was because unfortunately I don't think there's any other way to say about it other than that what he meant. I mean, could it have been a little bit satire? Maybe because he was starting to allude to the fact of how he joked a little bit. He's like, seems like everybody's doing everything in their power for me to not play football.
Yeah.
I think maybe he was kind of in a satire element. Like I think about a lot of things, but like he's obviously still fully committed to winning where he's at.
Oh, for sure.
It's just it comes down to this, and this is where my opinion comes from. Yes, I do think shit's stale. I think the Zach Taylor thing is the Lou Anarumo thing of last year. And it's shitty because it it's not that Zach is a bad coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. I just don't think he is that high level elevator. I don't think he is. I think he is an elevator. I just don't think he's that high of one. It's just it's got to be black and white of I don't give a fuck if you have a middling quarterback, which you've had a middling to best quarterback in the game for every season, every game since 2020. Even Brandon Allen was fucking good for five. Like, how many games has Zach Taylor had a diabolically ass quarterback since 2020? 3 games this year, right? 4 games. Did Jake Browning play 4 games with us?
Dude, I can't even say
Jags was a good game.
I can't even say it was diabolically ass because he still had.
So Jake Browning, let's just say he had 3 terrible games. You cannot win with this quarterback type level. You know what I'm saying? 3 games this year. Even the Steelers game in 2020 where we beat him at home.
Exactly.
The legendary Von Miller. Ryan Finley is the worst NFL quarterback I've ever fucking seen play.
Professional.
Terrible. Terrible. For 6-7 games in Zach Taylor's entire career where he's had a quarterback that single-handedly is costing him a game. Outside of that, you've had good quarterback playing.
He's professional frisbee golfer now.
Who?
Ryan Finley.
Makes sense. He's clearly not doing anything with football. But okay, here's my point. I don't give a shit if you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
In 6-7 games in 6-7 years of horrible quarterback play. I don't give a shit. I don't know 6-7. That's not intentional though. That's being serious. Like, tell me times to where you look at a game and you're like, oh yeah, the quarterback single-handedly costed Zach Taylor a football game. Never happens. Joe Flacco's throwing for 450 fucking yards.
Most of his career.
But here's the crazy part. That also is credit to Zach Taylor. I can't sit here and say it's not. Because here's what's asinine. It's crazy how I'm literally switching up. I couldn't even finish my last point without switching up real quick. Zach Taylor has led to 3 different quarterbacks running the top tier offense in the last 3 years. Like, that's impressive. I can't sit here and say that, oh, that's a fluke. Like, but it comes back to the black and white, what I think should be a sacrifice for the front office to say, you haven't been able to make the playoffs with this quarterback play. Like I said, sure, you've been dealt a shorthand with quarterback play. You had 3 games that costed you a game because of a quarterback this year. That's it. Joe Flacco did everything he needed to help put you in position to win games. Okay, he didn't play good in the Steelers game. Okay. Neither did Aaron Rodgers. Be better. Do more. Like, figure it out. Quarterbacks aren't putting up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every game like Joe Burrow does. You know what I mean? Like, so you haven't been able to make it happen enough. You, as a combined unit, you are the combined unit, Zach Taylor. You're the fucking head coach. Figure it the fuck out. Figure it out, bro. Because I just gave you credit with running a top tier, arguably number 1 ranked EPA. I bet you there was a point to where Jake Browning was running the number 1 EPA offense per play without Joe, and Joe Flacco did, and of course Joe Burrow does on a regular. And you still can't win games. You are cripplingly one-dimensional, bro.
Yeah.
You sound like a great offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, it's too that's what my point comes to.
Yep.
So they got to make what's a sacrifice to them. You haven't been able to make the playoffs 3 years in a row with 5 games of quarterback costly play. Get the fuck over it, bro.
And who's to say? Let me ask you this too, because who's to say from now to the end of the season, like, there's a possibility that things could change. I mean, people talk about it, this was the same type of temperature at the end of Marvin, in a way.
Stale.
It was like, oh, Marvin could come back again next year, but like,
yeah,
it was surprising. And obviously, I know it's different, but it's interesting, bro, because like,
I think if they would have,
they're gonna win these next 2.
Yeah, of course they are. Dead cat bounce. Yep. When it comes to games not meaning an absolute fuck. I mean, I actually don't want to say that because, like, when games didn't mean a fuck, it was so long ago since a game hasn't meant anything. We talked about this, bro. Like, it's been 5 years since, like, you want to know the last meaningless game? I guess in the rare way of like how crazy 2020 and 21 were draft wise, all time. This was an all time slot connecting moment of the chips falling just right to land Joe Burrow, that quarterback, and that receiver. You know what I mean? That's different. So, like, what I'm getting to is that even the end of 2020 felt very intense and intentional and real that we have to secure this guy. This isn't just like, yeah, let's secure a top 5 pick.
Right.
This isn't like the Raiders or Giants dabbling for who's going to get some mid-ass quarterback or like. So, when was the last time a game hasn't meant anything? It's been a long fucking time, you know. Um, and I think that they would have had to blow the last 3 games. Joe would have continued. I think we would have had to see a checked out quarterback, a checked out receiver, problems, T saying, you know what, I I want to come back, but I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Just if everything went south and all of a sudden what we talked about ad nauseum, that culture clearly ain't culture no more, that in my opinion would be the telltale sign that these guys don't want to play for you and you gotta
But
go.
then that's the thing that sucks too, B things, is that
And they drop 50.
these guys are just so good that like I don't even think that like think about it, bro. We were talking about pre-show. Jamar Chase can shit and he has 100 yards. He doesn't even have to do nothing. It's 100 yards. Joe Burrow doesn't even have to try. He throws 303 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like
T. Higgins takes his
like
shit and puts up a touchdown every game.
yeah, like
It's crazy. I hear you. It cloaks so much. I mean, we talked about it, bro. It's still continuing. It's just crazy that the stretch of these 3 playing together has not been a ton over the last 3 years, but their EPA per play is still number 1 as a trio since 2000. The trio in a certain number of games, it's untouchable. That's how great this trio is. I mean, it's the best. I'm saying it. It's the most talented trio of all time. To do it your whole career together, like since Jamar came to the league in 2021, your EPA per play has literally never not been number 1. It hasn't not been number 1 since y'all been on the field together. And expect like that's all time. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. I think you got to rip some band-aids off. I don't think this is some super easy decision like some fans want it to be, because there is points of emphasis to have hope. There are things that you can look to and say, here's how we can build and become successful. But obviously, as a fan, it's going to feel as stale as ever.
And if you want my honest opinion, like I do see the path to that. Like as much as I do dislike Zach Taylor and him being the head coach of this team, because we all know Bengals can employ a way better head coach. Like that's just my opinion. But do I think if the Bengals ownership, you know, an FO, they go in this off season and they commit a lot of money to this defense to get it right, and I think it's possible. That's where I can see the world of it, where like Zach Taylor can come back, because if like that's the biggest thing. You have to have a 2019, you know, where you get DJ, you know, that season before and shit. Like you have to have kind of like that in an off season.
But Drake, here is where I have to add. Like, I think that I don't want the fans to misdirect where the issue is, because I hear what you're saying with money. It's not a money problem though. Like the Eagles and Bengals have literally nearly the same percentage of cap and cash allocation on offense and defense, almost identical, like hundreds of thousands of dollars off. That's it. 130 something million invested in the offense, 73.9 to like 73.4 invested in the defense. You've missed. And what you're alluding to right now is not that they paid more money back then. Like, yeah, they paid record money to a nose tackle, which was huge back then. They did do that.
Yep.
They paid a lot of money to a corner back then. Diabolical miss. But they hit on everything.
Yep.
And the Eagles have hit on everything. And we have missed on nearly everything. And that's what's tough. You got
get
to
that.
hit, bro.
Yeah.
It's not about the dollars. You
I get
gotta
that,
hit.
but you also, the last few years, the Bengals kind of went in the avenue of, hey, we're gonna go solely in on trusting our draft picks, and I think that's what's honestly hurt them. You got to think in a veteran sense when they got a guy like Cheeto and those guys. I think that they can replicate those type of moves. It's just you got to spend the money, bro. They pulled back. We know that it's never been about money for them because they can spend and get these guys. It's about just bringing those type of level guys in.
Yeah, I really don't think they haven't pulled back dollar wise though. I
Yeah.
think they've just worked with what they've had to work with and what they
Yeah.
needed. I mean, like if you look dollar for dollar, they always end with their cap space being between 15 to 12 million.
Yeah.
That 12 million is
Right.
going to have about 5 to 7 with turnover towards the draft, and then that last 5 to 10 million of cap health every year, even when they did that in 2020. You know what I'm saying? So like they did that. It's just in 2020 you weren't paying a quarterback and wide receiver an extra $65 million. You're
Mhm.
paying AJ almost 30 million that year. You're paying AJ 28.7 mil or something like that. It's a lot of money. Yeah, like but we did that, you know, but like you were paying no one else. So it's simply they have missed, you know, they've missed. But like
I think
they've also hit though.
I think you gotta kind of, and obviously I get how they structure it and they're stingy with their ways, but we're gonna have to see a Bengals ownership that kind of bends. You know, some could say that Joe Burrow's comments are kind of like you know, a wake up call to them, and
Yeah,
I think we
I
could
like where this is going.
I think we could see them bend the knee a little bit this offseason, bro. Maybe you see
Where?
a bigger splash free agent to the defensive side of the ball, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't think they would do that. Like
But they've
that's
done that though.
I know they've done that, but they haven't done that in the last 3-4 years. They haven't done
Yeah,
that.
and I'm only challenging this because
When we
it's
were waiting
healthy.
until the bottom barrel of three techs of fucking Sheldon Rankins and who else was it? Who else was
I mean, he wasn't bottom of the barrel
it?
at the
Okay.
time.
Okay, yes he was.
Uh,
We had the two defensive tackles. And that was it. That was it.
who else did we sign?
It was the other guy that they said character. Fuck, he went to the Chargers. Oh, what's his
Oh,
name?
Taylor Tart.
Yeah, and he actually turned out to be better. But
Well, here's where it comes down to. Here's where I think it can get really fun because we're gonna break this down. Like it's not. There's just not like the law of averages. We can't run away from this truth that when we look at fuck the last 2 years have tanked this, but like or when you look at the individuals that they paid, so many of the guys that they haven't paid on the free agency market, the rookies have been so ass. That's what's devastatingly dragged you down.
Mm.
How many starters that you paid in free agency have like single-handedly cost you games? Geno Stone, Sheldon Rankins. Like, has anybody else that we paid? They're like, this guy is single-handedly losing us games right now.
But that's their fault for putting all their eggs in a basket of okay, we're not going to pay Jesse the fucking
I agree.
that money. So hey, now
That was horrible.
now you're failing in that aspect. Now you're
Yeah.
reaping the rewards of that. Oh, you didn't want to, you know, Ilario Ogunjobi, and I understand at the time what the price tag looked like, but it's like those type of situations where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of feel it later.
Yep.
You can't sign everybody. Totally get
Mhm.
that. But like
Larry.
but there was so many different avenues that you could have potentially helped. Like imagine a Jesse Bates, bro, next to a Jordan Battle. Like it would have
Yeah.
been fire. Like
Here, I just can't like when we break down
yeah.
Look at the rest of the league, though,
Mhm.
and how often they're signing just these tier one splash free agents year after year while having the quarterback, while
I get
having,
that.
it's like,
But the Bengals, I'm telling you right now, if you look at that cap health, I would have to look it up. There's no way the Eagles are top 10 in cap space right now. There's just no way. Like I'm telling you right now, the Bengals have been even smarter. They have no excuse for this. They don't.
well, I think the Bengals are the tortoise of the league. The Eagles are the hare, except the hare happened to win this race. Like, the show me where the Bengals suffer from ridiculous, terrible fucking contracts given,
Right.
tied up in horrible money situations. That isn't a thing for the Bengals. Now, are they? I, I don't. I don't feel like doing this right now. This is an off-season combo, really. So I don't even feel like to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We'll have so much time to fucking talk
Oh,
about it.
yeah,
We talked about how giving this FO credit of how healthy their contracts are. I don't want to talk about that right now. Everywhere I look though, Drake, it's like in the corporate world at your job when that dude that you see what he has established and you know who he is as a worker, and he's clearly been underperforming, she's clearly been underperforming. At the end of the day, there's nothing but to say, figure it out, dude. I don't got to sit here and teach you how to take this next step. You've already seen this step. You've already succeeded here. Figure it out. That's what Joe's telling them. Figure it out.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. Figure it out. Sure, we could say reasons why you let Jesse walk. That's your biggest mistake in 5 years. 5 years, your biggest, most costly mistake on defense. It completely tanked the fucking confidence of your secondary for 4 years till Drago evolved. Like, horrible mistake, but sometimes horrible mistakes happen to every team.
Yep.
To every team. Show me one team in the last 5 years that would not say we suffered catastrophically from losing this one guy. Almost every single team could name one. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. And like, it's obviously how you respond. And I think shit is stale right now. And that's where it comes back to, are these decision makers in these types of moments willing to rip off a band-aid to try to revitalize something? Because here's an interesting thing. And I don't want to say, because like Shad Khan for the Jags, as as they've been, I will never discredit that guy for trying to move with speed to try to fix a problem that was clearly a burning fire.
Yeah.
Like, that guy was always quick to try to put the water out. Bro, if you look at how much cash spend the Jags have spent in the last 10 years on free agency, it would make you shit, bro. They put so much money to try to make shit right. Every year spending money. Every year trying to spend money. Every year they're changing the coach. Every other year they're changing. You know what I mean? Everything. GMs, all of it. But it's just figuring it out and getting it right. And once you get it right, it all looks sunshine and rainbows. But, obviously it comes back to it. It's simply a sacrifice.
Yep.
There's nothing else to say at this point. It's a gamble. Are you willing to take the gamble of keeping your $25, keeping your one big chip, or going in to throw it and to see if you can get back two? Because the Jags took Doug Peterson was a decent coach. Remember when he led the renaissance of the 2022 Jags, the 1-8 Jags that turned to 9-8, won 9 straight games. He led that. He was a one-chip guy. They could have said, and here's where the Bengals are. I have my one chip. And to give some respect to Zach, he's like 3, probably 3 chips. Do I want to risk pushing that out to the middle of the table for 8 for a potential Liam Cohen type impact, a revitalization? You know what I mean? A cutting edge. Zach clearly does not have cutting edge ability as a fucking defensive. He's a dipshit. with defense. Dip shit. Dumbass. But like, are you willing to risk that as a franchise? That's just all that I come back to. It comes back to with Duke. I mean, it's just tough because like then you go through the weeds of like, look at the 2023 draft class. Like Miles now, Jordan, Andre, Chase Brown, you know, DJ Ivy. Like, that's a good draft class, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's your second round pick? 2023.
One of the corners, right?
Drago.
Yeah.
Wait, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, because CTB was 22.
Like, what the fuck?
And
What a
Draco-
fucking draft. You could go into year 4 with those guys.
You hit on him, Arias.
Miles. Well, he was 2024. Exactly.
Still.
Miles. Drago. Drago's like an all-pro talent.
Dax. I mean, Dax is starting to turn the corner.
Like, so you look at that,
Mm.
and it's just like, there are hits, though.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I've always said that like Duke has drafted really good players, and he has brought in good free agents and stuff. And I think Duke is the guy that knows how to work within the confines of what the family likes. You know, he works within the you know when you do a coloring sheet, you got to stay in lines,
Yeah.
make it look real pretty
yeah,
and stuff.
true.
Like that's what Duke has to do all the time. You can't go outside lines. You can't. You don't get the color over there. You get the color inside here. That's what he gets to do. And can you find another guy that can do that? And I think there are guys in that front office that still deserve credit because, to their credit, like you said, you name off them guys that it might have taken a little longer for that development phase, but who's to say that's not on coaching? Who's to say that you can always point the finger other places. It's not always just on the decision makers up top, but it's also up to the players. It starts on to them. It all starts coaches. Like it's definitely an interesting way to look at it, but that's where it's like, man, like it's going to be a very interesting into this year, right? How they end off to how they plan to fix this, bro.
Yeah. Like, how delusional are we? I question that because like we're so deep in the weeds, and I'm like, I'll get so optimistic about this one avenue, this one way that this one guy made this one play. I'm like, that's how he can build his career. Like this one play, like
this is how Miles Murphy could turn into the next.
Or like our optimism is like, oh my God, you see the way Demetrius Knight responded to that ball in the air? He could really be a ball hawking, amazing coverage linebacker one day. Yeah. But like, him and Barrett Carter are the worst linebackers in the fucking pro football. You know what I mean? But like, that's what sucks. Like, the part of me is like, I'm like, you know what? Barrett was in the right spot on the pick. It's pretty good. He's the worst in the league. Like, you know what I mean? That's what sucks. So it's like I sit here and I'm like, Miles is completely a building stone, for this future. And like, I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is, but like, you know what I'm saying? Or just these little moments to where we want to lean all into it, but you look across the league and you don't get that shaky play. So I guess it almost makes me question it makes you question everything right now. That's kind of what this epitomizes. Like, you hear us in real time, guys. You're probably thinking of it in real time because we so badly want better results in this season. It's just like when every team navigates through shit, why can't we figure it out? How do the Vikings keep figuring it out?
Kevin O'Connell.
Actually, you know what? That's not a great example because they're not. But last year, you had decent enough quarterback play. Like, they figure it out. You get those masterminds that figure it out. Why can't we figure it out? That is what's agonizing. Because like, I don't know how easy it is to find some clear path solution. You know, that's just the reality of this game. Like no one thought Liam Cohen was going to come in and do this. That's gay. Like, but like, yeah, I don't need like I like his moxie. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I want the Jags to win it all. I got an agenda. I believe so much in T Law. I always have. So that's gonna be fun to watch. Just a cool team like that. That'd be really cool to see like a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars to hoist a Lombardi. And if Josh can't win this year with no Lamar, no Mahomes, and no Burrow in the playoffs, give it up, bro. You never win.
Only issue I ever have is teams that don't have Super Bowls. They get Super Bowls because then it lessens us at being the last one.
Like,
I want to win a Super Bowl.
of course we do, but like,
I'm greedy.
yeah, but me not wanting you to win doesn't make me better. Like that doesn't take away the fact that
I'm cool with T Law losing an AFC Championship or something, but I don't want him being on the same.
I hear what you're
wavelength
saying.
of
Because then
Joe
all of a
Burrow.
sudden you're gonna get this weird fucking championship ability like that shit with Jalen Hurts. Still
You gotta
makes
be
me
careful.
mad as fuck.
You gotta be careful now.
Yeah,
Be careful what you wish for, brother.
fuck Jalen Hurts, bro. He's fucking mid.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. We're not going down that rabbit hole. We talked about it.
You didn't see the Eagles proposal? Jalen Hurts in a first round pick for Joe Burrow. Who says no?
Bad things would happen. Regrettable things would happen.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, no mind to that shit. No mind at all. But look, we're gonna try to wrap this up soon. Now what? Right. So let's try to. We're gonna have so much fucking time to talk about this shit. In fact, I can't wait to break it all down to the off season. But I can't wait. How should we fan? First of all, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you absolutely you have to fan only this way and fan this way. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other directly, but I will suggest this to you guys and for myself to remind myself. What a gift it is to watch this offense. What a gift it is to watch the most talented trio arguably this league has ever seen. When you just talk about sheer raw ability, I don't even want to go into details. We know enough. You know what I mean? 41 touchdowns between these receivers in their last 44 games played the last 2 years. Something like that. Actually, more than that. Almost a touchdown a game per player. Something insane. Just insane. Joe Burrow has what? 55 touchdowns in the last like 20 games, something like that. This is a gift. You know what I'm saying? And let's just relish in the fun of these moments because we're going to look back one day and fucking wish we got to watch this shit, Like, so that's where I'm at. Defense, guys to watch. Myles Murphy, pillars. Let's focus on the pillars. Geno Stone will not be on the team next year. You're good. Osai probably won't even be on the team. I think he's probably worked himself out of here. I think. Depth guys. I mean, we're probably not going to see a ton of Chris Jenkins next year. I just don't think you can confidently take that step into that. I don't even know if you see. I think BJ will probably see the second year of his deal, but you're not going to see much BJ Hill next year. Sounds crazy. You're probably not going to see Trey. It's pretty sad, pretty crazy with what we consider Trey to be. You're not going to see a lot of guys. You're probably not going to see either of those linebackers start next year. I think they'll be on the roster. I just don't think they're going to start. Oren Burks is gone. You're going to fill that linebacker room with 2 starters. So focus on guys like Myles. Drago continue to build for fun because he's so fun to watch. Let's hope to see more consistency with Jordan. McKinley could be a fun little plus. TJ Slayton may not even be on the team next year. I think he's fine. It's just with how much shit you got to try to be rebuild here. You got a few guys to focus on the defense for. Jalen Davis could even be a little wild card. I think he's surely going to be back next year.
Yeah.
It's just almost like he's got some tread on those tires.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit older tires, but he's got a lot of tread.
Yeah.
He looks good, dude. He could maybe like be a starter. Call me
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but let's focus on those guys. And this offense is just awesome, bro.
Mhm.
And that's the agony of what we talked about of why this season's been so disappointing, because we're not surprised. Another huge dub, Dalton Risner. Awesome. How relieving, bro.
Yeah.
This O-line
Get that guy back.
just makes me happy. Dylan Fairchild, this dog.
Mhm.
We have a good O-line, bro.
I know.
Like, look at us.
I know.
Joe Burrow only gets sacked on like cornerback blitzes. How often does he get macked by some D lineman? It happens. He got hit like once or twice last week. Okay. Who doesn't?
Mhm.
Like, look at us, man. Amarius is awesome. Like, this offense is in its glory days right now. So that's where I'm at, bro. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't even want to think about it, bro. 2 weeks, we're just gonna be like sad face. It's gonna be over. You know what I'm saying?
I'm stat watching right now.
Stat watching who?
So Chase Brown, I'm hoping, he's on that cusp of getting 1,000 yards rushing again. So I'm looking at him. I want Jamar to get around 1,500 receiving. So looking at that, would like to see T. Higgins get another touchdown, 2, 3. Like to see him get around 12 or 13.
I actually have a take for you.
What?
Jamar's gonna break his single season record next 2 games. He's gonna have to average about 220 for the next 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief.
First of all, he's fucking due. He hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 months. You fucking kidding me? Jamar Chase has not scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he's been in prison.
What's happened since October 16th?
Halloween,
2 holidays. Like, it was hot. It was like kind of hot that day. Like, Jamar hasn't scored since it's been hot as fuck outside. It's fucking freezing balls now. Like, we're in a different time of year. It's been that long. Like, a whole season has passed of weather. Like, he's so overdue. The Cardinals defense is fucking terrible. He takes his shit and puts up 110 a game.
he put 200 on Arizona last time, didn't he?
15 catches, 192, 3 tuds. And the Browns fucking suck. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Denzel, I don't give a fuck. Like, he could fucking kill those boys. Outside of Myles Garrett, they ain't on shit. I think I just got this weird feeling. Like, I looked at, it's a very bold take, I get it, but is he not capable? Like,
He's capable.
remember, we talked about it. He took a shit in the Bills game and should have put up 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking deep ball that Joe overthrew on in the Ravens game, wide open, would have been gone for 70 yards. Incompletion, put up 132, 200. The bold take is those deep balls are going to hit.
Okay.
So Jamar's going to average 225 over the next 2 games. Fuck it. I may even go as far to say he's going to get 500 over the next 2 games, because I think he's at 1243 right now, and he had 1712 last year. That's my crazy take. He's going to go stupid. If there's a guy to do it, look at Puka. Puka's great. Yeah. He ain't Jamar Chase, bro. He ain't Jamar Chase. And Joe Burrow is everything that Matthew Stafford is. Everything. I think he's better than Matthew Stafford. He's quicker than Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's incredible, by the way. I'm not discrediting him at all. Look at them. Puka's put up 400 yards last 2 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jamar is so due. Like, just stunt on these boys.
Yeah.
Jamar just talked about it. He feels slighted right now. A slighted Jamar? Yeah, bro. I need you to fucking pop out. I need
He needs to go get them double-digit touchdowns. 5 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Is that possible?
why not? I mean, if you put up 500 yards in the next 2 games, that's such a crazy take. Who knows how? Just, I'm annoyed, bro. I'm annoyed. Tired of all this fucking Jason guzzling and this fucking Puka fucking guzzling. Like, y'all forgetting who the motherfucking best is.
It's because you're 5-10.
JSN, fuck them. JSN has 1634.
You're the best wide receiver in football, and you're 5-10.
Yeah. Jamar is gonna,
Yeah.
you know what? And Puka has 15, like 90, almost 1600. So he's right behind
Puka's
JSN.
been insane.
He has. If Jamar goes for 500, he could beat them out and just like fuck, you know what I mean? Just like just fucking throw his nuts on the table. Like last two. Is that not Joe though? Is that not Joe to go out there
Yeah.
and be like, you know what?
Yeah,
We going out with a bang, bro.
Yeah, but I could also see Puka and JSN both putting up 300-400 more.
All right, that's fine. I'm to a point to where if Jamar puts up 1700 yards, I accept that.
Yeah,
Because guess what?
that's
And if he gets 10 tutties, that's the best 2-season stretch we've ever seen from a receiver in the history of the game, arguably.
either way,
3,400 yards, 30 touchdowns.
either
That
way,
would be.
he'll get another Triple Crown. Not worried about it.
Fuck it, he'll get the Triple Crown this year. No, I'm kidding. It's impossible. Like 9 touchdowns in the next 2 games. That's not happening. But if there's a guy to go stupid, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just where I'm at. So let's just have fun, bro.
Yep.
So I guess one little thing I'll add, I feel pretty confident that literally all of the overs for Trey McBride, all of them, just fucking hammer the fuck out of them this
Yeah.
week.
Sure.
Go alt spread on Trey McBride rushing or receiving. But same with Jamar. So I'm gonna go Jamar, 11 catches for 200 yards.
I swear to God, if Jacoby Brissett beats us again, I'm gonna kill myself.
I actually don't give a shit as long as it's fun. Like that's what someone asked me earlier. You know what? I'll sum it up like this. We'll wrap it up. Somebody asked me, what do you take from the win? I said, I feel that we should enjoy watching the team we enjoy so much. We enjoy fanning for so much to win. We should enjoy that. These are moments to be enjoyed. Like it just doesn't feel right to like shun a win. Like not 99 times out of 100. Literally, you better be getting a Joe Burrow or some revolutionizing franchise player for me to say that was a terrible win. Outside of that, bro, just enjoy wins. So
See them, bro. You know you still love football, and you love Bengals football when you see that cut, bro, from that like Joe Burrow's about to throw a fucking bomb, and you just see that camera cut, and you just start getting hyped up because you know that bomb's in the
it's
air,
the
bro.
best.
That's how you know
That
you,
cock
that's
back,
how-
the pump fake.
That's how you know you still love football. Because like no matter what the record stands, no matter what it says, that's at least how I feel, right? I'm not thinking about any of that shit. When they're out there on the field and I see fucking Joe Burrow getting ready to go deep to whoever the fuck's down
It's
there.
just beautiful.
It's just beautiful. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I know you're gonna enjoy it. I'm stat watching, okay? Need Chase Brown to hit 1,000. I
Yep.
need Jamar to go over 1,500. Would love that for his legacy goals. I'm literally just thinking about guys' legacies
Yeah.
at this point.
Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Because that's all that you can do.
Yeah.
And like we talked about, you want to be structural with how to build. This is the last thing I'll add. You're not far away on defense, bro. Like I said, it is an impressive feat to have your last 5 or 6 games under 20 defensive points allowed.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What else can I ask for? I don't care how it happens. You did that.
Yeah.
You did that. You know what I'm saying? So
We'll see.
let's build, man. Miles, Drago. You don't even have to pay Drago this year. He's gonna want to get paid.
Mm.
You don't have to pay him. You can, and I'd probably suggest to get ahead, but because you probably got to pay Dax. I think Dax is someone worth paying for. You know, Jordan should be. Let's hope he can be a bit more consistent, but he can be fun. You see high highs for Jordan. So Jordan, Drago, Dax, Miles, like that's fun. Let's hope to get Osai back. Maybe Shamar can make another. What if Shamar made a play when he was blocked? He only made one play when he wasn't blocked. That's a little side out there. But I'm kidding. I love to see that. That was awesome. You know what I'm saying? And then literally all the offense. What a gift, bro. Samaje fucking fucks, bro.
We got him for another year, by the way.
He is on a 2-year, right? Yeah, I thought he was. Bro, I thought someone said, like, oh, got to resign P. Ryan. Made me think. I was like, he's on a 2-year, $7 million deal. Fucking, I love that guy. He may be like the most underrated guy we have. Like, and you know what? Real quick thing. Let me look at this, bro, really fast. He may have had more rushes the last 2 weeks than Chase Brown. Let me confirm that. Because remember, he had more in the Ravens game. Yeah. That's saying something. Let's see. Oh, no. Nah. Okay, so he outrushed him by 5 in this game. And then the last game, Maje outrushed Chase by 1. So they've almost had equal touches the last 2 weeks. And also Taj had 4 rushes last week. I wish the best for Taj. He's been horrible this year. Looks very slow. I know he's got more in him, and I'm not here to like shun his whole career, but like you're a running back, bro.
Did you know that the 7th round pick that we sent to Chicago last year for who the fuck was it?
Herbert for Monangai. Yeah, it's how it goes sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but like, look, I bet you, like we've capitalized on that before. You know,
well, we could have drafted, and that's the thing is like we could have drafted Monangai. We took Taj Brooks in the 6th round. Obviously, you go to get the thumper, but hopefully it works out.
You know, I think here. Wait, so Ryan Finley was traded entering the 2021 season. We got like a late 6th for him. Who did we draft? 2021.
Moved up in the 4th round for Mr. Finley.
Oh fuck! Actually, that's terrible. No, I know we did, but like, I was thinking who we drafted, and with that pick, I think it was like Trey Hill. So actually, that's a big miss there. But look, man, let's have fucking fun. We have Christmas coming up, the Christmas spirit, Christmas Eve tomorrow. I hope all of you guys have an amazing Christmas holiday. Enjoy all the time with your family. It's gonna be an amazing time. I'm sorry, as all of us are NFL fans. What an unfortunate fucking slate we have on Thursday, bro. These Christmas games, it was meant to be so much better. Like, have you seen them? Like Cowboys commies, ass. No one expected that though. Lions, Vikings. No one expected the Vikings to shit like this. Then the Broncos, Chiefs. Like, no one expected that.
Yeah.
But look,
that's bad.
Hang in there, bro. Sunday's on the way. Okay. We're gonna save the end of your fucking week, guys. Let's make some fucking money. All right. Jamar's gonna go fucking crazy. Joe's gonna drag his fucking hairy nuts on the fucking Cardinals, bro.
Yeah.
Joe got in his groove last time he faced the Cardinals. He wasn't even in a crazy bag against Miami. He was in a good bag. It's a good Joe Burrow game. Not the best one I've seen. You know what? Oh, God. No, that's it. I think Joe Burrow may break his passing game record on Sunday. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, bro. Like this defense is ass. What do we have to lose? Nothing. I think.
know Zach Taylor would do some shit like that. He just the Bengals
Why
just
not,
put up
bro?
The most points in Zach Taylor allows.
Why
to,
not?
So
And you know what?
we'll see.
I got a feeling. This is something we typically text to each other like
Yeah.
late at night, like, yo, like I got this crazy thought. I'm saying it in real time. Joe Burrow is breaking his franchise record in passing yards this Sunday. He's going for, I don't know how many touchdowns, maybe 5, maybe more. We're going to fuck these boys up, and we're putting up
600 passing yards.
50. Oh, my God. Like 7 touchdowns. Hey, you know what? This defense is ass. Or the Cardinals defense is ass. And low key, they can put up some points. So that's what we need. We need enough to where they're in that game annoyingly. You know what I mean? I want it to be 31-17 with like 7 minutes left in the third. And, they keep scoring. You know what I mean? To where it's like, you can't run the clock out. You got to keep going. Like, I want that. Remember? So, like, I want 52-31. I want 52-31 this weekend because fuck it. Why not, bro? We got 2 more games of Bengals football.
We shall see. Joe Burrow, will you do it? I don't know. We must see, though.
Stun on these hoes, bro.
Stun
on them.
Appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of the Bengals After Dark video cast. Yours truly, Drake. Thanks. No, homie.
Bengals Dawson is crazy. Bengals Dustin. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.